back to my channel. So today I'll be showing you guys how to cut is an A-line skirt or just A-line bottom that maybe you want to attach to a dress or you want to turn it into a skirt. Seen on my channel, if someone doesn't understand something and they want me to explain it, like from the comment section, because someone was asking me the difference between this and how to cut the skirt, so that's what I'm showing here. So if like anybody asks me something and they want me to demonstrate or show you guys, I can always make like a very short video on how to do that on a smaller fabric. So that's basically what I'm doing in this video. You can have your pencil skirt, which will look something like this. So guys, normally I'll just put in a picture on what it's supposed to look like. So normally your pencil skirt comes and curves in at the end, your straight skirt just goes down straight at the end, and then your A-line skirt just flays out this way. So to make that, normally what you're going to do is just to divide your hip measurement by 4, right? And then you're going to add extra fabric to the end. So let's say I'm working with about, it depends on you how much, because the A-line differs. You can have one that is very sharp, you can have the one that is just a little A-line to it. So it depends on you what type of A-line you're working that you want. So what I'm going to do now is just to show you guys how they normally do it. So let's say this is the length I'm working with, right? Let's say I'm making like a knee length skirt, right? And this is the length. So the first thing you're going to do when you're marking your A-line skirt is 40 divided by 4, that's 10. So, and I'm working with 10 for my hip. What I'm going to do for my A-line now is to just add about maybe 4 inches extra to it, right? So let's say this is where my hip is. So you can use extra 4 inches, you can use extra 10 inches, you can use extra 8 inches more, and like to the is what you can add to the fold. It depends on you how you want the A-line to be. So I'm going to be working with waist of 32, hip of 40 for this illustration. So what you're going to do now is my waist 32 divided by 4 is going to be 8, right? I'm going to add 1 inch of darting and 1 inch of seam allowance, so that's 10. I'm going to come down to my hip, and then I'm going to, so you're going to mark from my waist to hip is about 8 inches. I'm going to mark that here. So you're going to come down, mark your waist to hip on this line. This is my waistline, this is my hip line, right? So on your waistline, you put your waist measurement plus 2. On your hip line, you just put your hip measurement plus 1. So my hip measurement is 40 for the purpose of this video, plus 1 is 11. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and then that plus 1, so hip measurement is 40, right? Divided by 4 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So you see, I also added plus 1 here. So I'm going to connect that here, connect the two ways together. And then from this point now, once you connect your waist to the hip, what you're going to do is just to take your ruler, and then you're going to connect it to the point of where that hip is, and then you're just going to span out this thing this way, like move it this way. Let's say you folded your fabric up to, okay, for this one here we're using for extra 4 inches is what we have. So extra 4 inches is what we have for the A-line. So you're going to just move your ruler this way from this to the edge of the fabric. So this is going to be my A-line. So I'm going to just draw it all the way to this end here. Let's say yours is more than this here, then you're going to move your ruler this way, you see. So this is how they normally make the A-line. So you're going to just connect the line here. So when you go to sew this now, is what you have to do is also go ahead and put your dart. So let's say my nipple to nipple measurement is like 8 divided by 2, that's 4. So I'm going to mark that 4 here. Remember, your dart stops 2 inches before your hip line. So my hip line is 8, so my dart is going to stop at 6. Come down here, mark half an inch on each side, connect it together. So this is going to be my dart. So basically this is it here, and then you go up here and then you mark, you come up here by about 1 inch, right, on this line, and then you blend it in this way. So this is basically how you mark, how they cut an A-line skirt. For a straight skirt is just normally straight down. The same measurement you have on the hip is what you have at the end, right? For a pencil skirt, you normally subtract about 1 inch when you come to the end here, so it gives you this sharp end. So like if I'm making a pencil skirt now, all I have to do is this same 11 inches that I have here. When I come down here, I'll subtract 1 here, and then I'll have 10. I connect it, I come down 1 inch, connect it, so it gives me this pencil shape. If it's a straight skirt, you just bring down this measurement that you have here down to this point here, and then draw a straight line. A pencil skirt goes in like a curve, a straight skirt goes in down like a straight line, and then an A-line skirt from your hip, it just fans out this way. So that's basically how you cut an A-line skirt. So using this pattern, you cut it out all the way to the top, and then you trace out your back pattern. So guys, I just tried to transfer it into a smaller fabric. So what you're going to do after that, after cutting that out, just the same way you normally give your seam allowance, you take it again, and then this time around at the center part that is straight, not on the side with the curve, you're just going to add about, just fold your fabric wider this time so that you have about 1.5 for your zip allowance if you want to use a zip for it. So that's basically how you do it. And after that, so you're going to open up that part, which is going to be, so you're going to have 2 pieces at the back, 1 in front, and then after that you're also going to notch your dart so that you can be able to transfer the dart on the 2 pieces. So I've put in the darts for the front, and then the 2 pieces at the back, I've put in the 2 darts, and then I closed up the 1 inch that I left for the zip. So all I have to do now is to place it together and close up the 2 sides here, and then I can then go ahead, put the band, or if I'm using it for a skirt, for a dress, just go ahead and attach the top part of the dress and then my zip at the back. You can even use the same method for a wrap skirt, a wrap dress, whatever you want. You can just try to change it around to make what you want. So guys, this is it here. I've closed up the 2 sides, as you can see. So if I flip it right side down, this is what it will look like here. So this is it, the A-line skirt. So you see, this is the shape here, and then you go ahead, fold the end, iron it out, put in your band or whatever you need to do. So that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.